I get the privilege of introducing one of those to you that you saw in this video. His name is Joel Hockin. He's an 8th grade science teacher here in Detroit, and he just brings a real passion. Yeah, you can have passion about science to his students and high expectations, regardless of where they come from and who they are. And he's teaching kids science in Detroit in amazing ways. Joel, will you come and join us today?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here today. I'm so excited to speak to you. When I was asked to do this speech, I thought, hey, I'm a science teacher. I should talk about science. Is that why we're educators? To teach just the subject? No. We are educators because we want to impact kids. So I think it really starts with thinking about the kids that you have impacted. So I want you to take a second, close your eyes, think of a few students that you have impacted in your life. The students that you're thinking about, after 1 week, do they still have that impact in their life? After 1 month, do they still have that impact? After 1 year, are they still impacted by what you're doing? Is their life changed by what you're doing in your schools? I think the change that I want to see in my kids is not only for their lifetime, but for their kids. We want a generational change of hope. So it starts with defining what is hope. I started to research hope. There are so many different definitions out there for hope. What is hope to you? Does it look like this, to want something to happen or be true? Or maybe it looks like to desire with expectation of obtainment or fulfillment. A little bit better. All right, so students might say, hey, I hope to be an engineer that makes a lot of money someday. Is that the hope that we want in our kids? All right, it's a direction. So I looked up a few other definitions. It gets better. To expect with confidence. We need to have the kids have that identity that Joe was talking about. Instilling that confidence in them. We need to have them believe in the possible that's going to happen someday to them. I thought long and hard about how I really define hope for my students. And the definition that I came up with is to know that high-level careers are obtainable due to the confidence that has been instilled in me. We want our students to believe that they can do anything, no matter where they're from. So to inspire kids and to get this kind of hope that's going to be generational, it starts with 3 key elements that I came up with. The first, let me go back. Students, so a student would say, I hope to be an engineer that can impact the world through the development of a sustainable water filtration device. So this is the language that students might use, all right, once they have that hope that they really truly believe in. And it starts with care. So the care, the love that we have for our students. If they know that we love them, that we care about them, they're willing to do anything. They're willing to follow us. So I asked my students, I said, what does it look like that teachers love you, that care for you? What does it look like in your eyes? So this is what they said. Making sure that I behave. They appreciate that you redirect them in the classroom, in the building. They want you to hold them accountable to high behavioral expectations. Ensuring that I obtain the knowledge. They want to learn. They don't think school is a waste of time. They want to learn. Sharing personal stories with us. We need to open up our hearts to our students. When we open up our hearts, they open up their hearts to us. Always pushing us to be the best. They do not want to be average. They want to be the best out there. making sure that I finish my homework. So a little thing like that, they appreciate that. That shows them that you care for them. Letting us voice our opinions. So many times I've seen in my career that we try to solve all the problems for our students. Why don't we ask them for their opinion? Ask for them for the answers. They might have it. Asking us about our lives. They appreciate that daily encounter that you have with them. That you're asking about what they're doing outside of school. Are they staying the course that you're directing them to? Treating us like our own children. I know that many of us, if your heart is truly in education, you say, my kids. Are you talking about your own kids? You're talking about your students. They're your kids. We have to treat them like our own kids. Choosing the best teaching methods and lesson plans. When this one came back, it kind of shocked me. That they really appreciate all the professional developments that we go to and learn these different teaching methods. They want the best. And then showing up every day. This is so important. If we expect them to be at school every single day, we better be there as well. So love, how do we define that love? The Greeks define it, I think, the best. Agape love, they say, the highest form of love. Any type of love that is long-term, endures through the highs and the lows. We need to stick with our students no matter what. So many times, they might be dragging us down. We might redirect them, like, please turn around. Focus, 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 focus. You just keep going, right? We need to not give up on those students that are difficult. Eventually, they can change. But they need all of us, not just one person. This is a community. Second element, creation. So to inspire this generational hope of change, it starts with creating those experiences that give them the confidence to find their identity, that they can do it. If we can show them at elementary, middle school, and high school that they can do the skills that professionals do, why are they not going to be a professional? If we're not giving those experiences and instilling that confidence in them, they may not get there. So we need to figure out, I'm going to show you some experiences in science, but this is any kind of experience that is in the professional realm. Like Joe's giving his students right now. That is an experience that is instilling confidence in them that they can do anything. So what I've done in my classroom, you may start out with a small activity like cubelets. Anyone use cubelets? So this is brand new. So we were able to purchase these this year. So these are robotic blocks. They already have programs in them. They have different algorithms, and they all have different kind of functions. So one might be a battery, one might be a light, one might be a photo sensor, one might be a motion sensor, one might be an algorithm that inverses the function. But students can put these together, and within minutes, they can actually build a robot that works. So right now, you're a robotics engineer. Did you know that you could do that? They're shocked. So our most challenging students that really see no future, just this year we started using these. And the inspiration that I've seen in their hearts, in their eyes, is just, it's mind-boggling. Just this little cublet, what it can do for kids. You can be a robotics engineer. You're already doing it. With technology, I think this is one of the best times to teach because we have so many tools at our disposal. So with this, for 20 bucks, you can get these headsets now. Put your phone right in, you can have a virtual experience. You can't go on a field trip, we can go there virtually. You can't see a cell, we can go see it right now. You can't see an atom, we can see it right now in 3 dimensions. So there's, I think, the limitless possibilities with this. So with Google Expeditions, they are coming up with new virtual reality and augmented reality experiences for kids. So check that out. I've worked with ArcGIS, and this is software that civil engineers are actually using on a day-to-day basis. So students have used this. This is real-time data where they can see the volcanic eruptions that are happening. They can see earthquakes that are happening. They can analyze that data to see if there's a high-risk area in the world that maybe people should live, right? But they can see it in real time. So the point of this is they're using the same software civil engineers are using. Why don't all schools have this going on in elementary, middle school, and high school? Use the same software. It's out there for you, and it's free. This is another Google breakthrough. So this is an application that you can download on your phone, and now your phone is a scientific instrument. We don't need to purchase all these instruments anymore. We don't need to purchase a photo sensor. It's in your phone. We don't need to purchase an accelerometer. It's in your phone. It measures decibels. All right, so it's called SciJournal. So you can take your phone, you can actually record in real-time experiments. They can take pictures of it, they can make notes inside the journal, and it's free. This was a lab that I've done with my students. I work with Michigan Tech University, and we were trying to figure out how do we get kids to believe that they can be engineers someday? How do we believe that, give them some kind of experience that they say, hey, I can do it. This was a culminating activity. So I did this with juniors initially, and I was like, I don't know if we can do this. This is a college level lab. So we took a phosphorescent gene from jellyfish, and you actually insert it into the DNA of E. coli bacterium. You regrow the E. coli, and now the E. coli can make a protein that glows under UV light. So you can do genetic transformations in your classroom. So I left teaching for a while, came back. I taught it. I'm teaching 8th grade middle school. I was like, hey, let's do this lab again. My 8th graders, 98% success rate. 8th graders can do college level stuff. I had no clue. So this is the experience that, why can't you be a bioengineer? You just did it. I've worked with Roots Engineering, so we were able to build a program with collaborative robots. We have kids right now using collaborative robots at elementary level, programming them. You don't always need to know all the language now with programming. You just need to have the critical thinking skills of how to put that program tree together to perform a task. So bringing in engineers, bringing in outside professionals into your school is going to be extremely helpful. And then this year, our district has partnered with Lift Learning Lab in downtown Detroit. So this is a multi-million-dollar lab that kids can go there on a daily basis, and they can learn how to be an advanced manufacturer. So they get a certification at the end of the program. They come out making more money out of high school than I did after going to college for 4 years. That's not fair. But I think this is an awesome experience for our kids. They can learn about cobots at this place as well. But this, again, advanced manufacturing certification when they're done right out of high school. Last element, commitment. We have to stay committed to our students. Again, it goes with that agape love. Between the highs and the lows, we got to stay with them. So I have a story of a student. So we had a student in our middle school that was, outburst, socially not really clicking with his classmates, sometimes made fun of, but very intelligent. So over the course of a few years, many teachers working with this student, I was fortunate enough to get him as 8th grade. So the science fair comes up. Some schools don't do science fair anymore. You know why? Because it's hard. It's tough. It's tough for me as a teacher. It's tough for the students because this is independent research that they're actually doing. So we're pushing more the engineering component now and not just the old science fair project. So I had a student, the same student that he was struggling with this project. He came to me and said, Mr. Hockin, it's not working. It's over. It's not working. No, it's not over. We need to find a solution. So what can we do differently to make sure that your project works? So we worked on a few things. He went back, did the project, came back with awesome results. He ended up winning our science fair for our school. We entered into the Science and Engineering Fair at Metro Detroit, which is a Southeast Michigan competition. This student went on to win the entire biology division. Amazing. This was college level science fair work that he was doing at 8th grade. This student, sticking with him, and this, again, it's not just one teacher, it's a community, it's a culture that you have in your buildings, that every student is going to succeed. This student went on and got a full ride to Cranbrook. That's the impact I'm talking about. We can make with our students. But again, it starts with care. You have to have that creative experience, and you have to stay committed. Thank you.